Hi, and welcome to the Haverhill Journal, where we give you a quick look at what's happening now in our city. I'm Lindsay Paris, and there is so much going on in the city right now. We have a record 4 stories this week, from homemade hummus making to celebrating youth campers to taming wild horses in Haverhill. And yes, wild horses in Haverhill are a thing. But first, last week, a New England athletic icon's father came to town to talk fame, family, failure, and of course, football. That would be none other than Tom Brady Sr., father of that Tom Brady we all know and love. The North of Boston Group, publisher of the Eagle Tribune and Haverhill Gazette, hosted this special evening where Brady and sports writer Bill Burt chatted about raising a champion.
Oh my goodness.
I remember playing golf with him. I bet him a dollar against a car wash on a stroke, and he would lose, and then we'd go double or nothing. And by the time we got to about I can remember it distinctly, about the 7th hole, he was down about 40 car washes.
So Bill, your relationship with Mr. Brady Sr. stretches back quite a while.
I'll be honest, I've been covering his son for 17 years, 18 years, and I know Dad better. I saw his dad speak at an event in Lawrence. I wrote a story about him, and we swapped cards, and I became sort of friends with him. And he sometimes will slide some information. You might want to watch this. Belichick might try this. So I get some good inside information. But
does he make good calls?
Yeah, he does know his stuff.
And somebody asked me a little bit earlier, a few minutes ago, well, when did you know he was great? And my answer, or our answer, has always been, we never did.
Special family, 3 older sisters. They kept him around. They didn't, kick off the little boy. And he, you could see there's a lot of love. And that was the essence of this event, was, raising a champion. Not so much they knew what they were doing, but when you foster good family, friends, you have fun together, you love each other, sometimes great things happen.
Now, when you first found out that Tom Brady Sr. was going to be coming here for an event, how did you feel about that?
Well, very excited. As you can see, I'm a huge Patriots fan. Tom Brady is the best ever and one of my very favorite players of all time. So I was thrilled to meet his dad, who was just such a genuine gentleman.
But people say, geez, it's got to be amazing when your kid's in the Super Bowl. When your kid is 10 years old and he's up at the plate, you are 100% in. Every single thing that your kid does, you're in 100%. And you can't be in more than 100%. So when Tommy's in the Super Bowl, you've had the same experience. You as fans have the same experience, but you as parents have the same experience too.
People that from outside think Tom Brady's been gifted everything, and he's been gifted nothing. I mean, he was the backup quarterback on an 0-9 freshman team. He gets drafted. No one knows anything about him. He's a skinny kid from Michigan, and next thing you know, they put him in a game, and they go, whoa, we might have something there. Do it again. Whoa, we might have something there. 13, 15 years later, maybe the greatest quarterback that ever lived.
Burt said he hopes to bring more sports stars and their families to events like this to speak to the community. From her first time in the saddle at the age of 10 days old, Kaitlyne Wadman knew she was destined to work with horses. 26 years later, she is helping preserve the legacy of wild Mustangs in the western United States, bringing these wild horses from overpopulated areas of Utah, Wyoming, and Colorado to her family's stable at Milestone Equestrian Center, and preparing them for adoption through the Mustang Heritage Foundation. Kaitlyne took us in to meet these gentle beauties.
Hi, my name is Kaitlyne Wadman. I am the owner and trainer of Kaitlyne Wadman Mustangs, and we are here at Milestone Equestrian Center in Haverhill, Mass. We have 32 horses here on the property. We have 12 Mustangs and mainly quarter horses, a few thoroughbreds. Sassy is 7 years old. She is from Adobe, Wyoming. She's actually now doing the eventing. She's jumping 4-1 with ease. She's kind of dirty today. When I was 10 days old, my mom brought me to my first horse show and sat me on top of a horse. At 2 years old, I was at my first horse show at the Topsfield Fairgrounds, and I was waving to everyone. This is Lizzie. Her show name is Small Town Girl. She doesn't want to be social today. This is Harley. He's a quarter horse, but I use him to friend most of the Mustangs when they first come in. You guys are all dirty. So these horses come from the BLM, which is the Bureau of Land Management, and the Mustang Heritage Foundation puts on the Mustang makeovers. So the Mustang Heritage Foundation works with the BLM, and the BLM supports the horses because there's 60,000 free roaming, and there is 40,000 in holding pens. There's horses that roam in Nevada, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, and Oregon. So they started this competition to get these horses homes because everyone says, oh, why are you capturing the wild horse? They should run free. Well, like everything else, the population of us are overtaking the land, so the horses are running out of food. So instead of them starving, they put them in holding pens for a few years, and they'll adopt them out, or they will put them into these competitions. So I first signed up in 2015, and I got accepted, and I went and picked up my horse in Orange, Mass. And she was the most challenging horse that I probably started training with. The way you think you can train and the way you can train these Mustangs is totally different. They have been on their own the first 5 to 6 years of their life, so they already have their ways set. Every horse is different. They're just like people. They have their own personalities. Jovi likes to overachieve and try to figure out what you want before you even ask him. Go boy. The competition requires you to walk, trot, and canter, trot over poles, you back through poles, you leg yield or side pass back and forth over a pole, you go through a gate over a bridge, and you have to load it into a trailer. I really have a passion for the Mustangs and how you have to be so in tune with them and figure out how they understand. It's not just a domestic horse that's been told all its life, okay, here's your grain, here's your water, this is your mom, now you're away from your mom because we need to put a saddle on you, and they kind of just go through the motions where the Mustangs have to trust you and go on. And I started at the nonprofit because I wanted to continue doing this and get these horses fed, homed, sheltered, and rehomed.
Meet more of these beautiful horses and support Kaitlyne's nonprofit, Kaitlyne Wadman Mustangs, by visiting her public Facebook page or emailing her at KaitlyneWadmanMustangs@gmail.com. With an ever-changing selection of delicious homemade hummus, the Haverhill Farmers Market's newest vendor, Irenicon, has debuted to a sellout crowd. Each week, L'Arche's core members, adults with developmental disabilities, and their assistants churn out dozens of jars to get ready for the upcoming Saturday's market. And I visited them at their home for a hummus making demonstration, so watch out for deliciousness ahead.
This is L'Arche Boston North. This is homemade hummus. This is our first year doing the Haverhill Farmers Market, and today we have members from our community who help to prepare the hummus in our homes. L'Arche is an international organization where communities for folks with and without developmental disabilities sharing our lives together. It's a place where differences are celebrated and each person is celebrated for being themselves. We got started in hummus because every year we have an annual fundraiser. It's called the Taste of Spring. So we made hummus for the event, and while we were at the event, there was another vendor there who said, you know, I could probably package and sell this. And so it kind of gave legs to homemade hummus and being at the farmer's market.
I've always liked making hummus, but it's hard to make hummus for yourself because it just multiplies and multiplies.
I mean, it really is good hummus. Emma makes the best hummus. She started doing it when we would just be sitting out as a group of assistants on the porch. She would make hummus for the week, and we all just couldn't get enough of it. She has really cool flavors, and she's a very creative thinker, and so she just is always thinking of new flavor combinations, and we get to try it all out here.
My number one hummus, in this house at least, is the beet hummus. So it's roasted beets with thyme and olive oil and a little maple syrup, and and that is the favorite here. I think our number one seller is the sweet potato paprika.
We had to go through the process of getting this kitchen certified and taking all the steps that we would need to, make sure that we could make hummus in the house. So we had the health inspector come in and we had to have everything approved in this house. So now that we're a commercial kitchen, we are able to sell our hummus to the public, and that's why we're at the farmer's market.
All right, lady, should we make some hummus?
Yeah, make some hummus.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna start with the roasted red pepper sriracha hummus this week. So Katie, you juice the lemons?
I do lemons.
Okay. I chop up a couple cloves of garlic. I have 2 heads of roasted garlic. Add the 2 roasted red peppers, and then 3 cups of chickpeas, and with 2 tablespoons of tahini. Once that's begun to come together, we'll add a 1/4 cup of olive oil and then a couple tablespoons of sriracha, and we'll just let that run until it's all nice and smooth. Right now, we're just gonna give it one more whirl so all the ingredients come together. And once it looks nice and smooth, we'll put it in some jars and put some labels on.
I like the sweet potato hummus, and I also like the beef one also, which I mix into my tuna fish sandwiches that I made.
What do you think?
I like it.
All right, should we bring it to the farmer's market?
The farmer's market.
Let's do it.
Being at the farmer's market has been a wonderful experience. We've made a lot of friends, we've made a lot of connections in the greater community, and that was kind of the entire purpose.
I get it every single week. We get sweet potato hummus and we put it on chips, we put it on salads, we put it on pretty much anything we can because it's that tasty.
Our hope is to just keep using homemade hummus as a vehicle to spread the word of Larg. So whether that be at other markets or selling in different little shops around town, yeah, I think the possibilities are endless.
I love watching the hummus making process. Visit Lars's booth for yourself at the Farmers Market on Bailey Boulevard every Saturday from 9 to 1 through October 28th. The Haverhill Police Department's Great Dare Camp recently wrapped up its annual summer program, which meets daily through July and early August at Constantino School. Campers celebrated at Pawtuckaway State Park in New Hampshire by swimming, picnicking, and talking to us about this best camp ever.
Dare Camp goes back many chiefs. They started a program where they were mentoring and bringing together the inner city youth. We go from Monday to Thursday at the Constantino School, where we get the kids involved in team building and mentoring, teaching them how to get along with others. This is the culmination of our 5-week camp, is this outing here in Nottingham, New Hampshire.
Back before Steve ran the camp, it was actually very different, and personally I prefer it how it is now. He definitely gets involved and tries to put his all into it, so it's motivating to get up every day to go to camp and be with all the kids.
It's different coming into the years because then we have new kids, and some kids come back and they know me and other kids don't, so like you gotta get really close with some of the kids. But it's always been fun because I'm always with my dad, and it's just something we do together.
Does it matter if the tops, if you put the bottoms on after?
No, but if you put all the tops in here, we won't have any tops for the bottoms. This camp doesn't cost the police department or the city of Haverhill any money whatsoever. It's all funded through donations from businesses throughout the city. It's a good thing for the kids. It reflects positively on the police department, showing the kids that we're regular people. Yeah, we're police officers, but we're regular people.
Something that I've learned from being at the camp is that teamwork goes a really long way. I've gotten better at listening and actually understanding what the different kids want.
I've learned more about responsibility and listening to detail, because when my dad gives directions, you really got to listen. It's just a matter of responsibility with being with little kids and taking care of them and making sure that they're okay, because the parents are really looking up to you to take care of their kids.
Every spring we have information go out, and I think if the kids want to have a good time and have great field trips and make friends, then come on down and have fun with us.
Dare Camp is free to attendees between the ages of 8 and 11. Applications are made available each June at the police department, so put it on your kids' calendar for next summer. Are you ready to rock out at Winnikinny Castle with food, fun for all ages, and a full day of music from Ryan Sawyer, McKinley's Mood, Brothers and Sisters, and more? Join us at the 2017 Steve Lyons Fund Rock Out Cookout on Saturday, August 26, 2017. Since 2007, the Steve Lyons Fund's mission has been to support youth and the arts in Greater Haverhill, and the Rock Out Cookout is their biggest annual fundraiser. This year, all proceeds benefit the Haverhill Middle School Band Program. Purchase tickets at the gate at Winnikinny Castle the day of the event, or pre-purchase online at stevelyonsfund.org or at Positive Images Gallery on Wingate Street. If you have a story or event you'd like to see featured on the Haverhill Journal, call us at 978-372-8070 or email info@haverhillcommunitytv.org. And don't forget to like us on Facebook or at our HC Media YouTube channel. And that's what's happening in Haverhill the week of August 17th. I'm Lindsay Paris, and we'll see you next time.